Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting night of the Giggity Racing League Custom Xfinity. We are at Auto Club at the No Corona here, 150. Got a lot of good drivers going on. Let's see if I can give you a quick points rundown here as we enter the night. G9 Gamer will be our points leader as he has a 24-point lead over the likes of Pottles. Now keep in mind the gap between first and second in points is 15 points, as the winner would get 185, second would get 170, so that 24-point gap isn't looking that strong as we enter tonight's events. Broom, Wildcats, and Keystone Cowboy are the rest of your top 5 entering tonight. Brian, who are you looking as one of your top picks for here at Auto Club?
I'm gonna go to teammate Huff. He made it in from the dash, and I've raced quite a bit with him, so I'm gonna pull for him tonight.
All right. Well, I got 4 drivers that I'm gonna be rooting for. I have Keystone Cowboy, top 5 driver himself, Sports Legend. Actually, I'm not sure if TKO made it, but I also have our in-race reporter, Archangel Cloud, will be driving the 9 JRM Chevrolet for the underdog team. How's the car feel today there, Archangel?
Car felt really good. I was really impressed with it. I was really happy with it, and then I let my team captain drive it, and it just demoralized me.
Yeah, I heard your team captain was putting in some really fast laps with your car. Apologies about that, but on a positive note, you got the right equipment there in that number 9 underdog Chevrolet, so hopefully we can see you maybe put it in victory lane, man.
I'd like to just come out of here with a solid top 5, man. I've had a really difficult up and down season. Just to be managing top 10 in points right now is a really big feat for me. With the class of drivers that we have in this field, I'm expecting it to be a tough season as it has been. But my pick for today's race is going to be UK Wildcats. I've been doing a lot of testing with a lot of these guys out here, and UK has found the speed here. Ladies and gentlemen, don't let it be unmistaken. He took that win last week, and he's definitely rolling off the momentum heading here this week.
Yeah, UK Wildcats last year, Proven Ground Truck Series champion. Last week he got his first ever Custom Xfinity Series win here in I think this is the Grand National Series is what we call the Custom Xfinity. So he's got a lot of momentum on his side. As a league in a whole, there was some discussion, a little bit of melee happened there at Charlotte last week. It's a very tough track with 20-plus cars out there. A few incidents. Hopefully the racing is a little bit better, but we have decided as a league-wide we are not changing anything about it. The rules are going to stay the same. The regulations will be the same. So I'm hoping to see some really good racing on a track that can easily handle 3 to 4 wide, as long as the cars give each other enough room and enough respect on the track.
That's definitely going to be key. We've seen that be an issue this season where guys are not showing respect to the drivers around them. A lot of guys are getting a little bit excited, a little bit carried away. We're forgetting where brake pedals are and how to lift. And that as a driver is frustrating because I know how great all these drivers are. I've raced with so many of them in other lobbies.
Joey Doucette, he has spoken into our YouTube. I want to say real quick, he said, what about the coronavirus? We do not have it here at the Giggity Racing League. Although I may sound like I have the coronavirus, that indeed is not true. However, we are doing just like you will see this Sunday in the NASCAR race in Atlanta. We have no fans in the crowd at the Speedway. Everybody will be watching on their screens tonight as myself, Brian, and Archangel will be talking to you and explaining what's happening as the race progresses.
All right, to give you guys a fill-in after qualifying is done, we got Pottles sitting on the pole. We have UK's in 6th. Second is Broom. Third is Flirt. Fourth is Keystone. Fifth is G9. Sixth is UK. Seventh is Dark Knight. Eighth is Tommy Boy. Ninth is Sean Siddle. And 10th is Jay Doucette.
Sean Siddle, I believe that might be his best qualifying effort to this point in the season. Also, real quick, we had gone over how the Pottles entered this race 24 points behind G9 Gamer. After qualifying on the pole, that gives her 5 points. She is now residing simply 9 points behind G9 Gamer. Not 9, I apologize. 19 points behind G9 Gamer for the points lead to this series.
Yeah, we're sorry if Teddy's a little bit off night. The coronavirus has got him a little bit slow in the mind.
Yeah, apologies. So, sitting here looking at your leaderboard, we have the Pottles sitting 4th on the daily leaderboard, probably with that qualifying effort. UK Wildcats, Keystone Cowboy, Archangel, Broom, and, well, myself, but that lap is ill and void as I am not racing.
I'm on a leaderboard? Are you kidding me?
No, sir, I'm not kidding you.
All right, timer's ticking down. We got 25 seconds till we take off from the race lobby.
Real quick, before we get in there, I'd like to show all the viewers at home the car that's sitting on the pole, so you know who to be looking out for. There's 2 paint schemes. I'm not sure which one our custom female driver will be in, but the Pottles, yes, you did hear me correctly. That is, the Pottles is a female. She is a Canadian female at that. So these are her 2 paint schemes. She typically drives this yellow one. I don't know if that's what she's got
Fun
tonight.
fact, she's already a winner in the series this season.
Nah, fun fact is correct. He is not wrong. He knows his stuff.
Well, yeah, considering I wrecked her and she still went on to win, I'm really glad she did.
Alright, so I need to know how much time do you have residing there?
They paused it.
Well, that's not what I wanted.
There you go. It's going again. It's at 20. Teddy, who's your pick to win today, man?
Well, that's where I went with any of the underdogs. Some other drivers. Let me see. I gotta get to the list here. Now, this is all gonna be before I look at the who's out there, and without taking qualifying into consideration. Just going through the list, I see Angel. There's Tommy Armorboy, El Blanco. Hold on, guys, as we have to blue screen so I can accept these invites so we can get into the race. Brian, did you get an invite?
Yep.
Okay. Alright, so here we go. We're going to be joining the race now. I am no longer blue screened. So Tommy Armorboy, El Blanco, Queen Pottles, as I like to label her on the roll call. Sports legend, of course, he's a underdog driver. Flirt with Disaster, somebody that just joined this series last week, but he's a good top competitor. Dr. Robbie Bobby, Wildcats, Keystone, Dark Knight, G9, Joey Doucette. Man, any of these drivers in this field could easily win this race.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough field, and it's been proven like that. As we're going to rack and stack them here for the first restart, and we're going to take this down to turn 1.
As we see already, the Pottles with an early lead. Looks like Broom is on her outside as they get this race going, and there's Flirt with Disaster. 3 Toyotas on the inside line as G9 Gamer is there behind Flirt. They tear off. Coming out of turn 2, Pottles has taken the lead solely by herself. G9 Gamer from 5th up to 2nd, trying to get the lead on the inside as they go to enter turn 3. G9 Gamer in that 18 IK9 Toyota. Pottles in that number 10 Camaro. She's trying to hold him off on the outside. Here comes Keystone Cowboy in the 1 and 3rd with UK Wildcats in 4th.
Sorry to interrupt you, but I think we might have to restart this race.
Why is that, sir?
There's no stages on and no cautions.
We do not race the stages, but there should be cautions.
I don't know if the cautions were on.
I can tell you when I rewind my live stream here.
Sorry, I figured I'd just let you know ahead of time.
I appreciate it. Sorry, guys, I'll be getting back to some in-race going here in just a second. Trying to check to make sure everything's up to par here. Cautions are on, so everything was done correct. Alright. So, sorry about that little bit there. Looks like, that I apologize when I said G9 Gamer. He is not in the 18. The 18 is Flirt with Disaster. He's your leader. G9 Gamer and Keystone Cowboy are fighting for 2nd. Keystone in that number 1 underdog Chevrolet has taken 2nd place. Pottles is back to 4th. Here comes Tommy Armorboy in the 15 car trying to follow G9 Gamer. He's trying to pass Pottles now, but Pottles gets the run on the outside, and she is now sitting in 3rd as they are still side by side. 3 wide behind them with the 4, the 15, and the 23 of Wildcats. This action is looking great and very intense. Like I said at the beginning of this broadcast, this is definitely a wide enough track to have some great, amazing action. And even though I'm sick and having a hard time with breathing, I'm hoping that I can do unlike Puddin and be able to keep my breath. But this action is exciting already. Pottles gets loose off 2. She hangs onto it, tucks back in line behind Keystone. Wildcats following her, and they are teammates as G9 Gamers trying to tag along in 5th. Scroll through the field here a little bit as we see W. Brew, 1966, off pace but still in the top 10, but he was your outside pole sitter, so he's still in that top draft, so he's still looking strong and in contention here tonight. Something that I don't know how much you viewers know, but as you go through the list of drivers here, every time you hit X, it will be in order of how they qualified. DTM Sean Siddle, he had his top 10 qualifying spot. He was running, looks like, in the second pack, and I believe that's you coming up behind him, 2 spots behind him, Archangel.
Yeah, my teammate got a little bit loose, put me in a wall, so I fell all the way back to 18th. I'm slowly but surely trying to make my way back up here, trying to use this draft and play my way back up in the field. Trying to do it cautiously and be patient. There's a lot of race left. We still got 70 laps to go. Like I said, it's been a rough season, and I don't want to make it rougher.
It looks like as I'm scrolling through these drivers, El Blanco in the 07, usually a top competitor here. He seems to be off pace, as did, of course, now that I'm thinking of it, I don't remember. The 2 of Dr. Robbie Bobby, so the 2 of them must have had the instant. As we go back up front, Pottles goes to the inside of the 18 of Flirt. She's looking for the lead. G9 Gamer under Wildcats. Right behind them, 2 by 2, the first 2 rows, looking for 1st through 4th under a blanket. Who will lead this lap? Looks at this point like Flirt with Disaster as Pottles tucked back in behind him to catch the draft. G9 Gamer and UK Wildcat still side by side behind them. G9 ducks down to the inside of that 23. Here comes Keystone and Tommy Armor Boy right directly behind those guys. And I believe that's the 4 of Dark Knight, Mr. Batman himself. Pottles is struggling with a loose car. Every time coming off 2, looks like she's ducking way down as Wildcats takes advantage and ends up in 2nd place. And here comes G9 to the outside. The 10 and the 61 side by side, 1st and 2nd in points. They are looking for any advantage they can. To any of the viewers out there that are watching, we've got 14 live viewers right now. First off, that's awesome. Second, if you guys want to see a certain car, maybe, let me know. Also, I want to hear who are your guys' votes. We see a little bit, or votes to win. Who we got? I see a Keystone Cowboy. Mango, you're a little confused. He said Shinoko and Keystone Cowboy. They're not quite the same team, but I understand what you're saying there. Tom Horton, Dirt Dog. We had a Dirt Dog 100 for him this week. He's a little sick. As I looked at YouTube, then I looked back up, I see that Pottles is falling back. Not sure what happened. Probably, I'm imagining, got loose, and both the DSR 15 and 4 car got by her, but Keystone is also falling off pace. Scrolling through, we got Flirt with Disaster, UK Wildcats, and G9 Gamer, 3 cars under a blanket, trying to figure out who is going to lead this lap. It looks like the 2 Toyotas on the outside. Sean Siddle in the 11 has gone around.
Oh, Sports Legends are, gosh.
Oh, Big Rex, 74, 9, 7, 11, all in this is Dr. Robbie Bobby. Luckily, he had that incident earlier and was able to avoid this. Is there a caution on the speedway? Yes, there is.
Come on,
Apparently the 11 car got a little loose on exit. That does happen. I don't know how many people of the viewers here have watched this. Brian, I know you've raced on Auto Club. How do you feel about going over the bumps on the back stretch and the front stretch with that slight arc that the front stretch has here?
Yeah, it can be tricky. If you hit them off a little bit, it will throw your back end around, and in the long run, it definitely gets harder to handle as your car loosens up.
Oh, absolutely, you're not wrong there. It looks like the 23 of UK Wildcats is going to be our leader with Flirt, G9 Gamer, Tommy Armor Boy, and Keystone Cowboy, top 5 on this restart. UK Wildcats gets the run on the inside. G9 Gamer looking to follow him. G9 seems to have a really short first and second gear. She gets up through the gears pretty quick. Keystone looks down low to make the 3 wide, thinks better of it. He lifts. Tommy Armor Boy on the outside run. Keystone now going back down below G9 again. He lifts. Man, he's having a heck of a run, but he just knows better. It's too early to be taking it 3 wide. Flirt with Disaster is all over the rear end of that 23 as he's pushing him down the front stretch. This race right now is looking a lot like the Daytona of old with the 2-car tandems, everybody pushing 61 into the side of the 1. Keystone up the track, but he saves it. UK Wildcats has got himself about a car length lead now as Tommy Armor is all over the rear end of that 18 IK9 Toyota. He drops down to the inside trying to take second place. Will he get it as they enter 1? Alright, I'm going to leave this up to you here for a lap or 2. I got to get a drink real quick. I got the action on the 18 and the 23.
Alright. Coming down the front stretch here with 24 in the lead. 23.
Alright, I'm back. Did I miss anything good? Looks like there's a heck of a battle up here at the front. 6 cars under a blanket. The 23, the 18, the 61, the 15, the 10, and the 1 car. All in contention right now. But don't count out the 4, the 19, and maybe the 51 that is riding back there. This whole top 10 looks like maybe the top 12, top 14 all under a blanket. We got 3 cars in a row down bottom. Pottles doesn't know who to follow. She's just trying to go with the best draft at this point. We have a new second placeman. We have talked about him quite a bit. DSR's own Tommy Armor Boy in that 15 Flex Seal Chevrolet. G9 Gamer and Pottles, every time I seem to turn around, we talked about it at the top of the broadcast, they are your top 2 in points. Entering this race after Pottles got pole, it is 19-point separation. And they seem to be chasing and both of them are trying to get the best points tonight they can and take a little edge over the other. Real quick, Tom Horton and Puddin', I see you guys out there talking about the toilet paper crisis that is involved with the Corona. This is the no Corona 150. We don't have that issue here. The 23 seems to have the lead all by himself. Here comes the 10 of Pottles now back into second as she's going to look under Tommy Armor Boy right now. G9 Gamer, however, chose not to go with Pottles and has gone with Tommy. Pottles up the track, 3 wide, 18 a Flirt with Disaster, has the run. Looks like he's going to get the position. Pottles looks like she got real tight, maybe caught the apron as she's around the 10 of Pottles. Your second place in points is spun around on the front stretch. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like there's going to be enough cars involved to get her a caution. That is a big mistake there. Strolling back through the field, looks like the 9 of Archangel was able to get around the 7 of Sports Legend. As he looks like the second pack working his way back forward. Some really good racing back here with that Pottles spin. Looks like the lead cars have worked themselves into single file, but we have some good side-by-side battling here with the 08 of Dimebags, the 35, the 07, the 51, and the 1 of Keystone Cowboy. Francis Smith, we got an Archangel Cloud boat out there. Francis Smith, thank you for tuning in. Three wide Keystone in the middle. Oh, I don't like it as a captain, but as a race fan, I am loving what I'm seeing. No contact, a little bit as they exit the corner. Looked like Keystone got loose, but they all handle it. Still 3 wide as they go shoot down the back stretch. I'm going to try to get back up to the front as it looks like there's some side-by-side action up there right now. The 18, the 23, and the 61, definitely some side-by-side. As Flirt, Wildcats, and G9 Gamer are duking it out for that top spot. Angel, could you give me an idea of how many laps are left? 55 laps remaining out of this 75 lap event, so Flirt with Disaster is about a third of the way through this race as he is our leader. 12 laps remaining for Archangel before he has to pit. Will others be on the strategy? That sounds to me like you guys have about 20 laps of green flag action before you're going to have to pit. And with 55 laps remaining, that means there's going to be at least 2 stops, if not 3, who will be able to hold off the fuel. 20 and 20 is 40, and 12 is 52. That's 3 laps short. So I'm interested to see if maybe somebody's strategy is going to be fall back and save that fuel. And if I'm Pottles right now, that might be my idea after falling backwards. And I was going to say aspect. I did not mean to stop after the first 3 letters of that. Back to this racing. The top 4 have checked out. Broom and the 4 of Dark Knight are battling hard for 5th place. Owens 19XX. I'm glad you only got 2s. It's not triple X for you. He is chanting for Wildcats. I believe he's a teammate of his.
There's some good racing between 6th on back to this other pack.
Right,
The
get
lead
over
pack's
back.
starting to pull away.
Ooh, the 51 gets loose,
Ooh,
goes back
51.
up the track, takes out that whole entire second pack. Looks like the 9 and the 1 were involved in that. Nope, the 9 is involved in it now, though. There was another silver car. Oh, okay. Well, on my screen, you were involved with it, so I guess it was just one of those game glitches. Is there a caution for that? No, I believe they stayed green. So the 51, I'm not sure who the 51 is, but they're in a tough spot. Keystone was involved in it, but looks like he's able to catch on to the tail end of that draft, so he might be alright. The 4, is it the 07 of El Blanco back in contention with Dark Knight? Yes, it is. I'm not sure who's in that 35 car. Let me scroll through and see if I can find out. The 51 is D. Smith. That might have been a little lag on one of his tires. No, D. Smith was the 51 that got loose wrecked. The 35 is the dash driver of Huff World. Apologies to the fans. I was unable to get on the broadcast to know who dashed. I know Huff World was one of them, but I don't know who the other dash driver is. I believe the 08 of Dimebags, if I would take the best guess I could.
Yes, it was Diamondbacks.
Alright, see? I'm getting pretty good at this, I guess. We're going to ride along with our dash driver of Huff World as he's trying to get by the 01 Phoenix, the 07 of El Blanco, and the 4 of Dark Knight. Sorry that I laugh when I say El Blanco's name. We here at Giggity Racing League, prior to El Blanco joining, had a different name for him that we're not going to say on air, but he definitely did have a different nickname. Puddin said, Boomer equals mad. This is why we don't play someone else's live stream on air. I can only imagine the tongue that is coming out of him right now. Arch, is that you actually behind Keystone? Angel is on Do Not Allow right now. I'm going to show you his car, and you can probably assume as to why, as there's considerable damage to the front end on my screen on the left side. The hood's crinkled up. I'm hoping that he's not.
Ooh, a blocker comes around. Hits the 4, Dark Knight. Dark Knight.
Oh. It was the 4 car, black and gold 4 car that was down there. Yeah. So we got another mad driver that also live streams. So if you guys want to hear some in-race reporting, it's probably adult content right now, but you could go over to Keystone Cowboy and or Dark Knight. They're probably both streaming. As I'm going to get back to the lead here, the top 2 have now checked out from 3rd and 4th. Flirt with Disaster and UK Wildcats, but they're not just working together trying to gap each other. They're side by side up here for first place. Angel, when you get to the line, can you give me a lap note, please? Puddin said I need to learn how to get good at this like Taddy. Puddin, I can only wish to be as good as you at broadcasting, man. You are one of, if not the absolute best there is here on the NASCAR
Ooh, Huff
V4
gets skull,
platform.
comes into the wall. Back stretch.
Huff World is falling back at. Looks like he was the only one involved in that, though. Another car on the move that we haven't talked about a whole lot, he wrote about it tonight on YouTube, but the 42 Joey Set seems to be moving forward pretty decently back there. So he's now ahead of Keystone. He's driving the 42 white and red Toyota. Looks like he chose to go with the non-sponsorship car. Top 10 for him right now. '23 and 18 yet again, side by side. Here comes G9 Gamer in the 61. This is all for the lead. Huff got into the wall and took out another car, but he did not wreck. He just lost his ground. So back to, sorry about that, guys. I know you can't hear him. Sounds like I'm talking to myself. I like to do it a lot to him. Archangel is on Do Not Allow. He's our silent guest speaker here. He's just trying to make me sound a little crazy. And in all fairness, I might just be anyway, so I guess it's all good. Flirt with Disaster is now fallen to third as the 61 of G9 Gamer is all over the rear end of that 23 Chevrolet for Team Noco. UK Wildcats and G9 Gamer battling it out for the top spot. Oh. Expecting pit stops to be coming here shortly. That could be a game changer. If it was me, I'm going to take probably 2 cans and 4 tires. No necessity not to, unless, like I said, we had a 20, a 20, and a 12. Maybe somebody wants to do right sides and enough fuel to make the 12 laps and split that up right now. But if it's me, I'm going with the 2 and 4. Big issue, though, is getting down to the speed limit. I believe it's 55 here, being the Auto Club, 2-mile track. Side-by-side action for the lead, 61, 23, here comes the 18, and back in the picture is the 15. We spoke about this earlier. Draft is huge here, so while the 18 and the 23 were battling earlier, it allowed the 18 and the 15 to catch. With that said, here comes the 18, the 15, the 23. They're all on pit lane. G9 Gamer has decided to stay out on the track at least one more lap. This should hurt him, actually, because even though he's on the track while everyone else is pitting, he's staying out with older tires without draft help. So this is just a solo run at the end of his tires. Eagles, absolutely no Corona here. Puddin', we're not going to talk about your quids. And yes, Robbie was in a pink car, shockingly enough. The Flamingo 37. G9 Gamer, our leader, heads to pit lane. Looks like, now this is one positive.
Pommel loses it coming out of turn 4.
Pommel again. She was probably trying to get on the brakes, I'd imagine, because you set off turn 4. So she's probably trying to get down to pit. But that was turn 2. She is on the backstretch now, so she lost off turn 2.
Oh, yep.
Little bit of fibs out of our co-commentator here, Brian SP, but Pottles is back underway. Looks like she'll be pitting this time around. That number 10 Chevy Camaro looking a little bit like a modified in the front end. I'm imagining, even though she's down the speed limit, she will be in the pits for an extended amount of time repairing that damage.
Yeah, I ran her set up in the dash, and towards the end it got real loose.
Yeah, it looked like everybody was getting real loose, so I went ahead and I put an extra 2 bumps of wood into it. Just knock it up just a little bit, helping on the long run. I raised the left front tire pressure a pound. Or maybe I'll stop the over rotation. A lot of you guys need to come off the corner and heading off from this backstretch.
As I said, G9 would that pitting last would be what hurt him. He did not fall out of the draft as they cycle around. Flirt with Disaster has the lead. The 15 is Tommy Armorboy, the 23 UK, and G9 still there with these guys, so he didn't lose a whole lot. But for some reason on my screen it showed 18 did not repair his damage. I don't know if maybe he only had like a second or two. As they go by, you can see the Pottles limping off of pit lane right now. You see the 4-car of Dark Knight, who had his issues earlier as he went flying and mowing the grass. He's right ahead of these leaders, so if it's me right now and I have a chance to get up to that 18, I might use that 4 as a pit car and try to make my move using that. If you're Tommy Armorboy, I would definitely be doing that because you can pick your lane as that 4 as your teammate. Puddin' asked me if there's no catchers because of no fans, how me, him, and Money Mike going to hang out and drink some beer. I don't need necessarily a NASCAR to drink beer. There may be no Corona here, but there's definitely some Bud Light and some Keystone at all times. So, yeah, but don't be too worried about that. As the leaders make quick work of that 4 car. And just like I said, the moment they clear them, even though they're in line, Tommy Armour Boy ducks out of line, goes to the inside of the 18, tries to take the lead as they enter 3. Coming off of 4 here, it looks like the other 3 lead lap cars are all going to stay high. Dark Knight works with his teammate to keep that draft going. Tommy Armour Boy on the bottom, but it looks like that 3-car draft on the outside is just going to be too much, as the 18, the 61, and the 23 are definitely able to hold off the 15, so he falls from 2nd back to 4th. So although the 4 is back there, he is not on the lead lap. That is not 5th place. I'm not trying to necessarily keep the other cars off of your viewers' screens, but this racing up here at the front has been impeccable. Really good, amazing racing that I'm watching up here, and I just want to keep it on the action for the lead. 41 laps to go, coming to 40 this time by. 2 Toyotas in the front. Flirt with Disaster, his 2nd week in the series, looking for his 1st victory.
I'm back on loud already.
Angel is back on allowed, so apparently you guys can all hear him, and I am not. I was never talking to myself. I have all these amazing viewers. The Giggity Racing League community has been listening to me, so I was never talking to myself.
And the voices in your head.
And all the voices in my head, correct. Wait, what?
I don't know who you're talking to.
Also, to all the viewers out there, actually, real quick, I want to anybody that's watching right now that may have watched our broadcast last night, I would like to put out a sincere apology as the CEO of the Racing League. Some words were stated in our broadcast that hurt a few people's feelings. We had some new broadcasters. It was their first time. As far as what they could and couldn't say, we should have told them a little bit better. We made a mistake on that, and I sincerely apologize. With that said, back to this amazing racing. The 23 of UK Wildcats is trying to get 2nd place. Now, if you look, the 18 is now in 2nd as the 61 of G9 Gamer has taken the lead. Then comes the 23 and the 15 of Tommy Armour Boy. The 4 of Dark Knight yet again is a lap down, but up to speed now, and it looks like he'll be able to help that 15 if he chooses to make a move. While these guys have singled out just a little bit, let me scroll through the field. Here's Keystone Cowboy, not sure what position he's in. Looks like he's behind the 01 of Phoenix, and
Phoenix is on 9th.
So that puts Keystone in 10th. Looks like about 3, maybe 3 to 4 seconds ahead of 11th of Sports Legend. So if he's in 9th and you can tell that, are you running inside the top 10 yourself there, Angel?
Yeah, I'm up to 7th. I just passed Brew for 7th.
7th place for the 9, ahead of W. Brew, 1966. He's not on pit road. That was fake news.
He just lagged like crazy.
Do you have damage on your car? Did you repair it on your caution? I'm still seeing a little damage on your left front.
I did repair my damage under that yellow flag back then.
Alright, so again, just wants to play his trick on me.
Yeah.
Alright, Phoenix back here in the A1. Brian, you seeing any other race around the track?
I'm watching the leaders. Looks like we're getting ready to have a lead change here.
Oh, great. I finally decided to stroll through the field, and the leaders are side by side. Here comes the 18 of Flirt with Disaster. Man, all 4 of these cars are under a blanket, and they've been under a blanket the whole time. So, again, sorry to stay with just the leaders here, but this is the best racing that's going on the track right now.
El Blockman and Huff are battling for 5th pretty hard right now. They switched that back and forth about 6 times in the last 2 laps.
Okay, so El Blockman and Huff World are having a great battle for a one-on-one battle, but 4 cars battling for 1 position, and it being the most important position. Definitely going to stay here for right now. The 15 of Tommy Armour Boy under the 23 looks like a little contact is made, but they both are able to hang on to it. He's looking to take 3rd, but those 2 Toyotas to this point in the race are, in my eyes, the cream of the crop. UK's done a great job holding on. Tommy Armour Boy doing great hanging on. But as far as I can tell, it's exactly that, and they're hanging on. Tommy Armour Boy drove in very hard, tried doing the slide job on the 23. The 23 crossed him over and keeps 3rd place. He lost it for about maybe 2 seconds there. And in the meantime, yeah, in the meantime of those two racing so hard, the 61 and the 18 have gotten about a 2-car length lead over those guys, so they need to be careful at this point. You need to single out or you will lose that draft. As I say that, they do just that, and they're now in line and should still be in the draft and be able to catch back up here in just a second. Get her done racing Captain GRL, Mr. Bobby Lee Marshall. You have one driver sitting in 4th place right now in the 15. It will look like the 4 is in 5th, but indeed he is not. He has been a lap down. Sorry to keep saying that, Dark Knight, not trying to make you feel bad. The positive about being 1 lap down, if an incident happens here, he will get the lucky dog and return to the lead lap. UK Wildcats goes to the inside of Portland Disaster. Looks like he wants to take 2nd place. With this big of a lead over the rest of the field, over 50, but I don't even see 5th on my screen. They can definitely afford to do this. They can get racing right now. So 5th is at the line. Well, they're in the middle of 1 and 2, so they can definitely do this whole racing amongst themselves as long as they keep it clean and respectful and don't cause any issues. They can do this the whole rest of the race with how big of a gap they have. Get her done. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4 on your screen. Well, unless your screen's smaller than everyone else's, I see that your name is a little behind. Well, these guys are singled out. I am going to do a quick scroll through the field here. Again, I have no idea where everyone is in positions. Dark Knight I know is not on the lead lap. Pottle's also not on the lead lap. Is the 35 of Huff World? Is that 5th place?
Yep, battling for 5th.
I got Phoenix and Broom battling for, I believe that to be 8th.
Yep.
As Phoenix takes the position. So there's your next highest up position there, Mr. Littleman. Dime Bags, he's a dash transfer as he's ahead of Keystone and Joey Doucette. Robbie Bobby and Sean Siddle back here. Looks like the 51 is pit with, I believe that was the leaders coming up on him, so hopefully he stays down. And it scrolls back through to the leaders as we have the 23 of UK Wildcats still looking under that 18. Those two Toyotas in tandem are just working so well together that I don't see anybody necessarily being able to make the move. Now keep in mind, not only are they two Toyotas, because the 23 and 15 are both Chevys, but they're not teammates. The 18 and the 61 are teammates. But I do believe that the 51 is teammates to the 23 on fresh tires, just coming out of pit lane, all over the rear end of these guys. If he were to drop down and help the 23, he could help him get a tremendous run. As I say that, he does indeed drop. He's behind the 23, changes his mind, decides to go 3 wide with the leaders. Horrible decision, but let's see how it works out. Entering 3, he's all the way down to the apron, still 3 wide. They single back out as 23 lifts. 51 gets into the side of his own teammate. 15 now down below the 23. 51 did indeed just make contact with the 23 UK Wildcats. With that said, he has the fresher tires now tracking down those two Toyotas. He says, I may be a lap down, but I want to get back the old school way and do it under green. It does look like he decided to short pit, I'm assuming, the 51. So he may have done like we were talking about, doing the 12 lap pit instead of the 20 and shorten this one instead of the later one. Oh, apologies. Actually, you are correct. Get Her Done Racing is the 61 and the 18 actually. DSR is the 50, the 01, the 4, and 0, maybe? I apologize for that. Woodruff and Little Man, thank you for correcting me. Flirt with Disaster looks like he got tight. There might have been contact as 51 passed him. I don't know. I was looking at the YouTube Nation. Sorry about that. But you guys could all see it because it was on the screen. Puddin', old school or no school, but since most schools are canceled now, that's not here. This is the No Corona 150.
26 to go for the leaders at the line.
26 laps to go. So I'm going to assume, though, that means pit cycles are going to happen here within the next, apparently right now, through the next 2-3 laps. But, again, they only get 20 laps of fuel. So, you stretch this one out as long as you can and hope to be able to stretch out the next one.
We got 2 laps left in the tank.
The 11 of Shaw. Oh, that was the 2 of Dr. Robbie Bobby in front of the leaders. Looked like he was pretty loose. He gets back down to the apron, hangs on, and lets the leaders go. I believe he's pitting, actually. The leaders, here comes the 15, the 23, and the 18. They're pitting together again as the 61 stays out. Interesting strategy for G9 Gamer. Let's see if it makes him fall back to 4th like it did last time. That may have actually been a good decision by the 18, as pit lane was getting ready to be a busy place, and he had just lost a little traction, so it's probably a good idea for him to have taken that pit stop now while he already had a pretty bad lap going. So good move on his part. I don't know if I'm the 15 and the 23 if I wanted to pit and help out with that 21 team. Well, 61 and G9 Gamers chose to pit this lap by.
I want to say thank you, Francis, by the way. Thank you guys. We appreciate your love support.
Who's Francis?
You said I had somebody out there that said...
Yeah, Francis Smith. I just didn't know if maybe you knew who that was. Somebody said, hey, fat, so I didn't know. 15 of Tommy Armor Boy gets out first, then UK Wildcats, and then Flirt with Disaster. But they did all come out together, so to say. Looks like about 2 to 3 car lengths apart. So maybe some strategy. Maybe it is 20 laps per tank. Is that accurate, Linda?
Yeah.
So if they pit with 25 to go, they all know there's going to be 5 to go. Maybe Tommy did not take enough 2 cans of fuel. Maybe he only took enough to split this in half. And G9's coming off pit lane now. Looks like he's going to lose a lot of time as the leaders are entering 1. Tommy has passed him. Here comes UK Wildcats to get by the 61. 61 should be merging. Looks like his speed will get him in the draft with the 18. His teammate to be able to try to track down those top 2. The leaders are also coming up on the 11 NOCO driver of Sean Siddle. Another modified looking car out there. But can Wildcats use that his teammate to his advantage and try to gain some ground on that 15 of Tommy Armor Boy? I'm going to scroll through the field real quick now that pit cycles are over. Dark Knight just now pitting.
Yeah, still waiting on the 07 to pit. The 07 is the leader.
Sean Siddle around on the track. The 07 is yet to pit. He is the leader. If a caution comes out now, the whole field would be trapped a lap down. Looks like no caution though, as it's a single car incident, and he's back going slow now on the backstretch. 42 of Joey Doucette still on the track. Archangel coming up on the puddles, and that's 5th place of Huff World. So Archangel has himself a hot rod tonight as he's worked from the back, headed towards the front, sitting in 6th place right now. Well, he's not. I mean, El Blanco is just now pitting. Yeah, so Angel's just now his lap back. I think he's in 7th. But when this cycles around, he should be able to get by the 07. Phoenix riding back here with Keystone. Both these guys seem to have really good looking cars, which is what we want to see when we see 2 cars racing side by side. Sports Legend all by himself in the 7, El Blanco. 42 on pit lane in that 07, Sparkalicious. I believe he did not start the season, but he was one of our development guys that's been able to advance and move up. So I wanted to give him a little bit of airtime here. Huff World again, top 5, battled side by side with Archangel. This should be for 5th place. Depends on where the 07 of El Blanco comes out. Archangel has the position right now. Still showing that little bit of damage, so not sure what's up with that. Did you guys indeed pass the 07, or is he in front of you?
I just passed the 07, and there's actually somebody, 42, just now pitting.
Okay, so I did see Joey Doucette say, how many laps do you have remaining? 20?
We have...
You can tell me when you get to the line.
21.
21, and the 42 just now pitting, but he would be a lap ahead of you, so what you're coming to right now should be what he's at. Oh,
He
okay.
was behind me. Yeah. He was running like 11 to 12 because I remember we had contact.
Oh, yeah, that's correct. So he still might have the right mindset. As I get back to the front here, I did not notice, but Flirt with Disaster is ahead of Tommy Armorboy, as is the 61 of G9 and the 23 of UK, as the 23 and 61 battle side by side for the top spot here at your No Corona 150. Also, maybe the name isn't exactly the greatest name for a race, you know. I'm sorry about that. I wanted to give it some type of title, but it is really, really fun to say No Corona.
Yeah, it definitely is, man. So, couldn't do a smile and laugh sometimes, you know, something so simple.
Get her done racing, Captain. Yes, I apologize for having the teams backwards. I'm gonna blame it on the sickness, but keep in mind, this is the No Corona. 23 of UK Wildcats under fire as the two Toyotas are split up and working with a Chevy apiece, as the 61 and the 15 are working together, and the 23 and the 18 are working together. 15 dives it in hard, drifts up the track. Looks like he may have made some contact with the 18, but it doesn't affect either one of them, as the 18 stays connected to the 23, and it looks like that outside run is going to prevail, as G9 is now under fire again. 4 cars, they're probably within a tenth of a second of each other. 23 to the lead, 61 to the lead now on the bottom as they enter turns 3 and 4. 15 trying to get to second, 23 with the side draft. Oh man, this is exciting. Great racing. I have no idea who's going to lead this lap. Let's see, 861? I don't know, it was too close to call. Photo finish for that lap, but it doesn't mean anything until the final lap.
So scared of him.
Tristan's Comedy Channel, when is the next race? Tomorrow night, our development series, aka our new driver series, all looking to make it onto a team. Texas Xfinity style is tomorrow night at 7 o'clock Eastern. Tune in and see all of our rookie drivers, and to anybody out there that may be looking for a league on PS4, Giggity Racing is definitely your spot, as we race 7 nights a week with plenty of opportunities for all the drivers. G9 Gamer and 18 of Flirt with Disaster have been able to get back together, as they've now taken P1 and P2. UK Wildcats and the 15 of Tommy Armorboy are still racing hard for third place. Looks like UK has the spot now, and here comes the 74 of Sparkalicious. That is a lap down car, trying to stay as that first lap down car, as they are catching the 51 of D. Smith.
I don't ever wish for a caution, but man, right now I really could use a caution.
Here it on racing the captain, telling Puddin to hurry up and get back here. Apparently he's not enjoying this broadcast. Well, I'm sorry, man, but there is a whole lot of airtime for your drivers, even though I didn't realize they were your drivers. Flirt with Disaster got tight and has fallen to 4th, as UK is all over the tail of that 61, and it's not Toyota, 2 Toyotas that he's splitting. It is now a Toyota and a Chevrolet, as Tommy Armorboy is trying to get to the inside of the 23. He changed his mind, decided to work with him, and is going to take 2 of those Chevys to get by that 1 Toyota.
While we're out here and we got everybody watching and enjoying this race, man, for any of you that are out there watching this broadcast, if you got some free time next time, why don't you offer to pitch in and help us with the broadcast? It'd be really nice to get some new faces up here, some people to get some new experiences, and it'd really help take some load off us.
Trinity Knight out there, thanks for tuning in. Go ahead, Brian.
That's some good racing up front here. I mean, lap after lap, these guys' hands got to be sweating, their hearts got to be pumping, and man, they've got to be going at it hard. It's a good race.
Yeah, it looks like they're about to be 3 wide, with G9 Gamer down on the apron. It looks like UK Wildcats chose not to follow him and wanted to break up that draft, but the 18 of Flirt with Disaster was able to take 3rd from Tommy, as they're coming up on one of the dash drivers of Dime Bags. Let's see and make sure that he gets out of the way for these leaders, and definitely looks like he's going to stay to the low side and get plenty of room. So good job there to the 08 car. I say that the leaders have yet to successfully pass him all the way, but he definitely did his job and stayed out of the way. UK Wildcats breaks off, goes looking low, trying to get by the 61 of G9 Gamer. This is for the lead. How many laps do we have left there, Archangel?
We have 12 to go at the line.
12 laps remaining. The leaders have passed the line, so they have 12. UK is our leader with 12 to go.
12 when they hit the line, sorry.
This next time by?
Yep.
Okay, apologies. So currently they're at 13 to go. UK Wildcats has the lead. Looks like the 51 of D. Smith has already made his final pit stop. So, with that said, these guys are racing so hard, but I believe they will still have to make a pit stop, and that pit stop will be the world of difference. Does somebody have the tires to be able to take just the gas and go? Is everyone going to have to take at least 2? Or are the tires even enough that you have to take 4? Only time will tell, but it could definitely be the deciding factor. Now keep in mind, we did have that caution earlier in the race. That is what is setting this up for this very, very predicament of possibly 2 to 3 laps remaining in the race when these guys need to pit. UK Wildcats dives to the inside, still trying to hold off that 61, but these Toyotas are running strong on the outside. As I say that, the 61 of G9 Gamer decides, I don't want to be on the outside. He drops in behind the 23, then down below him, and is looking for the lead at the start-finish line, but I believe UK led that lap. That should mean 11 to go right now, as the 15 of Tommy Armorboy in third, looking down to the bottom, follows the 61, trying to get around the 23. 23, 61 make contact, 15 to the inside, 3 wide, coming off 2. There's a little contact between the 61 and the 15. 15 down onto the apron. Looks like he may have lost a little control. No, he holds on to it, gets back on the track, will not lose the draft. 61, however, has fallen to third. 23 with the lead. Here comes 18 to flirt with disaster. He's trying to look to the inside and take the lead. They're coming 10 laps to go in the no Corona here, 150. Eagles, yes, they should have to pit unless somebody's out there saving fuel, which, again, if I'm 5th on back, the leaders have this big lead, there's no reason not to be saving the fuel. The 2 Toyota teammates look like they're going to be able to hook back up here in 2nd. Tommy is not out of the draft, but he is driving his wheels off to make sure that that does not happen. Flirt with disaster tucks in behind the 23. Looks like he's going to go to the outside. No, he's just going to stay in line and follow that 23 through 3 and 4.
Judging by when cars came down the pit lane, I think there's only one car that might be able to slow down a little bit and stretch it. JD Set might be able to, but I don't know how far he's going to cycle between the leaders. I mean, I don't think he had enough ground to be able to take the lead.
Yeah, with how you said he was only a half track ahead, I'm not thinking that he's going to quite have enough, as he'd have to lower his speed and probably end up being right about where the leaders are now. So he could maybe not necessarily win, but improve his position for sure. 18 tucks down underneath the 23, looking for the lead as they enter 3. There will be 8 laps to go when they return to the line. The 61, of course, he's going to follow his teammate as the 2 Toyotas working together. 23 Wildcats looked like he got really tight. Not only did he lose the lead, he lost 3rd, but he was trying to pit. He was letting them go. 23 Wildcats giving up the top spot for pit lane right now. Will the 61 and the 18 pit together? Will the 2 teammates do that, or is it all bets off right now? 7 laps remain in the no Corona.
Are you kidding?
Tom Horton, you are 100% correct. Whoever is going to win needs to get away from this draft. Is this draft will pull whoever wants. Whoever is there will have an opportunity to get that lead. The 18 pulling off now. Looks like the 15 going with G9 Gamer. Like usual, I don't like this because it's proven that he has fallen to 4th every time he's done this, but he's the car staying out while everybody else is on pit lane. Where will the 23 come out in comparison to the rest of these drivers? I can only imagine that these guys are doing gas and goes, and that is it. I'm really, really hoping they did not have to take tires. $61 to pit lane now. I'm going to stay with him through this pit cycle so we can see possibly if that's a gas and go only. Also, it should tell us where the other drivers are in relation when he comes out. I just seen UK pass him. That should be getting the lap back. So, UK has already got his lap back to the 61. Where will this cycle everyone at? Tom Horton, I agree 100%. No tires, full send. E9 Gamer still on pit lane here. The 01 of Phoenix has the lead currently, but he is yet to pit. With that said, I don't know even if he has to pit. There's 6 laps remaining. There goes Archangel to 74. Here comes the 61 of G9 Gamer. And there's the 23 of Wildcats has already passed him. And Wildcats has a good lead over the 18. Wildcats may have had the move of the race there by pitting early. UK Wildcats, we're going to ride around with him. I believe there's probably 5 to go at this point in the race. Can he hold off? The only thing that could hurt him is the draft is strong here, and the 18 and 61 seem to be close to enough to each other. No, they're not close enough to draft, but it goes UK Wildcats. Actually, I'm not seeing the 15 at all. The 15, it looks like he's a quarter track ahead of the 23. Yeah, so the 15, actually, who'd you say, the 7? 7 of Sports Legend is the leader right now. He is the red car, 07 of El Blanco, so he just hasn't pit yet. But these guys are catching him fast. Tommy Armor Boy in this 15 has pit. He looks to be about 3 to 4 seconds ahead of the 23. You can see the white car on the screen there when they go into that one view. That is El Blanco. Can Tommy Armor Boy catch that car? There's 3 cars between those two, but does the 07 have to pit? That should be 2 to go. But 3 to go. Apologies. 3 to go at this point in time. Leader should be coming at 2 to go, which would still be El Blanco at this point. Did he save enough fuel? We talked about it. Somebody riding outside that top 4 with that hard battling up front would be able to set back and save a little. Did the 07 of El Blanco successfully do so? Let's see if I can find him and we can ride along and find out. Looks like he's going to the inside of Archangel. No, correction. Archangel is going around the outside of the leader, El Blanco. El Blanco is definitely in fuel conservation mode, but will it work for him? Okay, just got told you are or the leader is. Okay, this time by El Blanco is taking 2 to go. That is all that remains, and he will be the race winner. But does that 07 Chevy Camaro for Team Shinoko have enough fuel? Also, I have no idea if the 07 is Team Shin. I'm thinking so, but that's just a guess. El Puddin said El Blanco gets Shin and Shin a win, so I'm guessing so. With that said, here comes the 7 and the 74, both going to the outside of the 07 right now. Hopefully they know and understand that that is the leader and make sure to give him plenty of room. White flag coming this time. That 07 is definitely trying to save some fuel. With that said, 7 and 74 are yet to be able to pass them. Eagles, I agree. Somebody definitely, we talked about it a lot here on the broadcast. Strategy is everything. Behind that though, so we're going to keep an eye on El Blanco, but the other 4 have all grouped back up and are racing side by side. The battle is for second right now if El Blanco has enough. If he runs out, this is your race for the win. The 23 of Wildcats takes that spot. Here comes the 18, the 15, the 61. This is the last lap, yeah? The 07 is still up to speed. The 07 of El Blanco is your winner. 18, 23, 61, 3 wide. Contact is made. They're bouncing off each other for second. I have no idea, but I'm thinking Wildcats beat the 18 and the 61, and that would put Tommy Armorboy as 5th place. 07 of El Blanco, what an amazing strategy. We did not talk about him very much. He had a little bit of struggles in the first part of this race, but his strategy and fuel saving got him the victory. Weird. Angel, real quick, could you let me know who got second? Okay, so it was official UK, then Flirt, then G9, then Tommy. We're going to try to get... I'm actually going to try to get the top 3 up here. So I'm going to get Flirt, UK Wildcats, and El Blanco. Sorry about the blue screen, guys. I have to do this in order to be able to get our drivers here. As soon as this is over, I will be going to get my race. They haven't started yet. Disaster. And UK Wildcats. Brian, I'm going to let you take the interview with our race winner. Let me get back to the... Hold on just a second. So we're going to start with our race winner, Mr. El Blanco, Mr. Strategy, Mr. another nickname from us here at Giggity, but we're not going to go over it right now. Congratulations,
hey.
El Blanco.
Hey, never call me El Succo again.
Hey, we did not ever, not once, did we say your name on air. But real quick, while we talk about on air, is your voice on Always Allow?
Yes.
Okay. Well, congratulations, man. We didn't talk about you a whole lot. We didn't see you a whole lot, but when it mattered, you were there up at the front.
Oh, well, I went just out of the ballpark, decided to save a lot of fuel, and I somehow managed to save 4 laps worth of fuel within 2 runs. It was very, very nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I bet it was.
Yeah, I mean, I had a little incident there at first on lap 1, and I was like, I'm just going to save the rest of the race. Screw it, I'm not going to run hard, just save, and I don't know how I managed.
Yeah, good job. It paid off in the end. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
So real quick, we talked about actually on broadcast that you had an incident. We had seen that you had an incident right after that first caution, or the only caution, I should say. Did your mindset immediately fall into? Did you see the laps and know immediately that you needed to save fuel, or did that happen just because of the incident being a little bit farther back?
I mean, we had that caution, and after that caution, I was back in 17th. So I figured I'd at least run hard at first to get some track position. And after I got, up in the top 5, I was like, I'm just gonna start saving from there out. And since the second pit stop happened after the caution, I started saving fuel and somehow managed to make it work. I always get burnt on all these friggin' fuel mileage races. It's finally good to win one.
Absolutely, man. Well, from everybody here at Giggity, I want to say congratulations. Great job out there, and you showed that strategy is back, and that's actually what I love a lot about doing the old school racing, is it brings strategy back that we may have missed with more of the stage racing type concept. So congratulations, man, and look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Coming home third today, we have Flirt with Disaster.
What's up, guys?
Are you on Always Laugh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you got to work with your teammate a lot there with G9 Gamer, and it was a 4-car battle seemingly all night for what we thought would be the lead. Go through the mindset of that tight racing side-by-side action.
Me and him had worked all week and knew that we had fast cars, thanks to Jay Wood. Shout out to him. Hell of a maker of setups. And we were like, well, if we can just get together, we got something. We got up there running, and we just kept working together, calling out our strategy, figuring out what we want to do. it stuck well with us, and we somehow managed to keep it up front. UK was fast, and so was Tommy, and we just couldn't break away from him.
Yeah, we couldn't stop talking about how the two Toyotas were working together seemingly every opportunity you guys had, but that those two Chevys, if they wanted a chance to get by you, needed to work together, and it seemed like they were doing a pretty good job. A few contact points here and there, but with close racing like you guys had for, I believe, 55 to 60 laps, the whole, from the time that caution hit until the end of the race, you guys were all next to each other. Great job. That was amazing racing. If you go back and you want to watch it, I believe the broadcast was on the four of you probably 96% of that race. So
definitely.
Real quick,
I want to give a big shout out to the Tommy and UK. That finish, I don't know what it looked like on screen, but we were drag racing back to the line for a second.
You'll see it, actually. So El Blanco had a pretty good lead there. So without running out of fuel, we knew he had it. So I went back in. The 3 wide at the line is 100%. That is on the broadcast. So you guys will enjoy watching that back.
Definitely want to look at that.
Yeah, you'll see how close it was. I had no idea. I had to wait until the in-reporter told me who finished where. I knew Tommy got 5th, and I knew El Blanco got 1st, but I didn't know the other 3 in between. Congratulations there, Flirt with Disaster. Great run. This is, your second run in the Custom Xfinity Series here?
Yeah, had a car that I thought was good last week, and UK snuck away with that one.
Yeah, so you guys seem to be close battling together, and I look forward to seeing you guys continuing the battle throughout the rest of the season.
Yes, sir.
Second place finish, Mr. Odd Man out there in the NOCO Chevy Camaro, number 23. We have UK Wildcats. Congratulations on your second place finish, man.
Thank you. That was pretty nuts, wasn't it?
It was crazy all the way around. Again, like I was just saying to Flirt, you guys were 4 wide for 60-something laps. Not 4 wide, racing 2x2, 2 rows back, 3 wide, 4 wide, every which way you could go, passing each other the whole time, but still pulling away from the pack to come down to a 3 wide finish for second place there. Unfortunately, El Blanco was able to save the fuel and win on strategy, but great job. Just go through your mindset there of, were you trying to work with Tommy?
Honestly, no, but it kind of happened.
Yeah, it was definitely exciting to see, and we were in our thought process of the 2 Chevys had to work together to get past those 2 Toyotas, but you guys definitely worked hard the whole time. I'd seen multiple moves to the inside, and you actually seemed to be able to be the one that was able to split the Toyotas up by yourself.
Yeah, I felt like I had a good car the whole race, and I knew once we got far out that we couldn't do that.
Yeah, you definitely did a good job, man. And so from everyone here at Giggity, I want to say congratulations on your second place finish at the No Corona 150.
All right, thank you. And good win, Dean. I don't know if he's still in here or not.
I believe you. Oh, yeah, he is. All right, guys, to all our viewers out there, I hope you had a spectacular night. I hope you were not sick, because we're not having that here. Again, it's the No Corona 150 coming to an end. Custom Xfinity, closing thoughts. Brian, you got anything?
That was a good race and good, exciting to watch. That was some good, clean race up front among some 4 guys there, lap after lap. Congratulations on the win.
Absolutely. On my end, I want to say that these guys did an amazing job. If you happen to check the race last week at Charlotte, there was a few struggles, a hard, difficult track. Wasn't necessarily the cleanest race, but they definitely came back this week and put on one amazing show that I hope all of you enjoyed. With that said, we will see you again. Giggity Racing League will go live again tomorrow night around 7 o'clock for the development series. Saturday we have the preset Xfinity series, and next Thursday you'll see these same drivers on the track battling it out. So from everyone here at Giggity, good night, and I hope you enjoyed your racing here.